Dear YouTube, go fuck yourself. This feels like deja vu because I've made a couple of videos complaining about YouTube's corruption many times, actually. 2 or 3 times in the past. But it seems like the past corruption wasn't enough and they in fact want to do more. I'm referring to, for those that don't know, because it is quite a new thing, a mass demonetization of channels happening at the moment, it would seem. I first found out about it earlier when I tried to upload a short, the one here that you see, that's doing quite well. Thank you for everyone that's watched it. And I noticed that when you upload a YouTube video, you get some screens, declare what's in it. Are you using drugs? Are you talking about drugs? Terrorism? Peanut butter? Declare everything that's in it. Then you have the monetization tab after that, and you go through some checks when you're uploading it for a short or a normal video. That wasn't there when I uploaded that short. So I was like, oh, that's weird. But I remember going on my phone on YouTube earlier or yesterday and seeing like a new user agreement or something. I thought, okay, it's some, new thing where you don't see the monetization on the upload page or whatever. Then my son, Kieran, messaged me and said, Father, Star Wars Theory has been demonetized. And basically referred to the same problem. And then I realised it's not just me that's having it, it's other channels as well. And it's hitting big channels like Star Wars Theory, which has a few million subscribers at least. Now, I just wanted to make this video talking about my experience with it, because I'm sure YouTube will lie about it. First, though, I want to dispel a lovely fairy tale myth, which I'm sure no doubt will crop up from YouTube dick riders. And that is that this is a glitch or it's a bug, and oh, it's an accident, it's a problem with the algorithm, bro. It's always the algorithm. It's not. Isn't it funny how these glitches and these bugs and these problems with the algorithm, man, they always lead to the creators losing out, losing money, losing exposure, losing revenue, losing momentum, all that, right? The adpocalypse that happened, I was hit by that quite late on when it happened. I think back in 2019 or 18 or whenever it was. One day I uploaded a video that wasn't even breaking any monetization sort of restrictions or rules. It got yellow monetization status, and then every single video after that for about 2.5 months got yellow monetization status. YouTube just said, you know what, randomly one day said, you know what, we're not paying you what we would usually pay you. You've made, I don't know, maybe $300 for us this month, but we're not paying you the half of it that we'd usually pay you. In fact, we're not even going to pay you 10% of it because it's a bug, you see. And no one ever seems to pull YouTube in on it. All the big YouTubers are too scared of calling them out on it because they'll get blacklisted or shadow banned. I'm not, though. They lied before, they're lying again. It's not a bug, it's not a problem with the algorithm. The adpocalypse wasn't a mistake. That was literally just them deciding, you know what, we can rob all these stupid bastards, and they're not even going to call us on it. And they didn't get in trouble for it either. But one day they randomly said, you know what, here's 20% of the usual revenue we will give you. Anyway, this is another facet of it. But so basically for me, as I say, I uploaded the thing, the monetization page wasn't there. I've just got my channel in the background here because I don't know what screens I can really show in terms of analytics and monetization and all those tabs, and it's a minefield really going through that. YouTube are probably already trying to shadow ban me anyway. Showing that stuff's probably gonna piss them off even more, or it might get me in trouble. It might show things that I don't want to show, like revenue or something. Well, it won't, because revenue is non-existent now apparently. But so I'll just walk through verbally what I experienced. Basically, yeah, the monetization tab just wasn't there. It didn't have any option to turn ads on or off. Then I went to my channel content page, which I've bookmarked up on the top of Chrome. If I wasn't on an incognito page, you'd see it. And it's basically a list of all my videos uploaded, likes and dislikes on the side, view count, stuff like that. And the green dollar symbol next to the title of the video. That wasn't there on any of them. It had gone completely, like it disappeared, wasn't there at all. And yeah, I thought nothing of it. The sad part of it is I wasn't surprised, I wasn't shocked. I expect this shit from YouTube, to be honest with you, and I just thank the gods that I'm not financially dependent on YouTube anymore. There was a time several years ago, before a whole other ordeal, where I was hacked and YouTube didn't give my channel back for a year and a half. Basically just ignored me for a year and a half. Before that happened, I was trying to do YouTube as a main thing, and not to be financially reliable on YouTube, or reliant on YouTube. That's stupid to be reliant on any one thing, but basically to make it my main job. I'm glad I'm not doing that anymore, because look how easily YouTube can fuck you over, whether or not it's an accident. This is one of the biggest websites in the West, on the internet, really. You don't have glitches like this, where your whole finance system just stops like that for big channels and small channels and everyone. You don't have that. They just don't happen. Facebook has glitches, Instagram has glitches, TikTok has glitches, but something like that, to my knowledge, I don't use those websites, I hate them, but to my knowledge, pardon me, it just doesn't happen. And if it did, they'd probably be calling it. But YouTube's the golden child that if you combat and if you call them out on it, they will just blacklist the shit out of you for it. I made videos talking about the adpocalypse in the past, and really, the moment I made a video, the moment I made a video talking about the apocalypse was when I got hit with yellow monetization symbols. It was many years ago, but it really seemed like they were punishing me for talking about it and trying to raise awareness on it, which doesn't surprise me with YouTube one bit. But yeah, the monetization page wasn't there. It wasn't there on the channel content page either, the symbol for monetization. I went on to my analytics to see if my month-by-month revenue estimation was there. It was, weirdly, but only up until 2 days ago. Then I went into my monetization criteria, the tab that you can click on, where if you're not monetized, if you're not a partner, it will say, I believe, it'll have a milestone to how close you are to being monetized. It's that same page, but it's different for people that are monetized or were monetized. And for me, it said, ads can run on my channel and on my videos. I can receive memberships. I can receive super chats. But then on the status, it says set up in progress, as though I just applied for monetization status and I was awaiting word back about it or awaiting an update. I don't even remember what that was like, to be honest, because it was back in 2017, I believe, or even 2016 that I got monetized originally. So I don't even remember what that was. What it looks like, it probably is different, but it's a similar sort of thing. And yeah, I went on there, and it says basically it makes out like I'm a new channel or a new channel to monetization status, which is a bit weird. I went on AdSense to see if it's still linked. It is, but it says my last payment. Basically, it hasn't updated my revenue pot, the amount of money that I've received from YouTube revenue sitting there on AdSense. It hasn't updated that for something like 2 months now, which is strange. Again, I could show all this, but it's a minefield. I don't know what I can and can't show, and really I don't want to show any of it. I don't see how I'll gain from it, and if it's affected you, you'll have your own pages and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyway, but one thing it did say up at the top of the AdSense page is that if anyone who talks about the war in I can't even say it, but a war in a Slavic country, anyone who talks about it, their words were condoning it, dismissing it, or encouraging it, or basically anyone who thinks critically about it, positive or negative or whatever side of the political spectrum you are, anyone who makes videos about it, that it literally said a message saying your monetization will be paused. Because what they're doing with that, they're so dodgy. It's so dodgy and that's so corrupt. But these social media sites, of which YouTube really is one, most of the time they are just propaganda machines, propaganda tools. Originally they probably weren't that, but they definitely are that now. They've never been about free speech. I think we can all accept that. Even if you're a left wing or a right wing now or a centrist, you can accept that that's not what these sites are about. Everyone used to say, oh, it was just a right-wing thing to say that YouTube's not about free speech, Twitter's not about free speech, and now the reverse is happening on Twitter. Elon Musk is buying it and sort of favouring the right wing, and now all of a sudden the left wing is willing to admit that these sites are corrupt and are just propaganda tools, which is ironic, really. But beside the point, that's what these websites are about. So it doesn't surprise me that with this sort of level of corruption, but it's still, it did surprise me to see that, saying that if you even refer to the war in the country that begins with U, not only will that video be demonetized, or yellow monetization symbol status, fair enough, whatever, if you want to do that. It's fine for the news channels to talk about it. That's fine, as long as it's like a centrally funded YouTube channel or TV channel talking about it. That's perfectly fine. But if the normal people talk about it, no, absolutely not. But not only that the video will be demonetized, but it says that your whole monetization will be paused. Not that you'll be kicked out of the monetization program, because then you could just reapply back to it and be let in without them knowing, potentially, without the person that kicked you out of it in the first place knowing about it. And that may be a case for probably not legal stuff, but it would look bad if they were kicking people off of monetization just for talking about a political situation in another part of the world. So instead, they do this half-assed thing of, okay, yes, we'll pause your monetization, which is really just holding your revenue hostage. And I feel bad, really, for the people. I have a relatively well set up following, I suppose, for a small channel, 3,500 subscribers, but I feel bad for the people that are like 50k upwards, that are probably financially dependent and centered on the YouTube channel, that really are they're hostages to these YouTube overlords. So that's not the point of this video, that message that popped up, but I just think it's really shady that no one's calling them on it. They will pause all of your monetization if you even reference it once. But it's all you hear about in the news, and you go on Twitter trending feed, it's all you hear about. You go on the YouTube homepage, all you see is reports from the war, and millions more have died, and big explosions, and all this crap. All you see in the mainstream media is that, but God forbid you talk about it. And really what that comes from is they're scared. They can't control everyone's opinions. So if someone has an outlying opinion that just doesn't fit the mainstream narrative, it's a bit risky, and they can't look at every single video and channel that's talking about that political situation at the moment. So rather, they just say, if you talk about it, we're going to fuck you up, basically, and make sure you don't get any money. And by pausing it, they're effectively holding you hostage and saying, be on your best behaviour, otherwise you'll never get it back, or it'll be another 6 months. It's like parents grounding a child or taking a child's favourite toy off of them if they're naughty, and saying you can have it back when you do as we say. It's really, really tyrannical and corrupt, that is. But that's beside the point. I just thought I'd mention it because in the research of this video, I saw that, basically. But yeah, I want to go back to my original point of saying fuck you, YouTube. This isn't a glitch, it's not a bug, and even if it was, it's entirely unprofessional. In a normal job environment or industry or career, or even in other facets of the entertainment industry, if this happened, this would be grounds for union action, where there's strikes and people refusing to work until they're treated better or given more respect. But it seems like no, everyone just wants to suck YouTube's tiny soy boy balls. No one will stand up to them, and no one will call them out on it, especially the big channels, until they get demonetized and kicked off. That's the only time that they'll start calling YouTube out for the tyrannical fucking bullshit. Other than that, big channels like PewDiePie and all these big channels, they're YouTube cock riders, really, because they're so scared of losing their version of a god, losing their god's favour, YouTube fucking that Polish Susan's favour. So they don't talk about it until it affects them. So it's quite annoying that YouTube never gets pulled in on it. But just to have this, even if, see, the thing is, right, with the apocalypse and everything, no one ever got their money back. No one received their money back. You know, I still posting videos throughout that, and I was getting, let's say, 20% or 25% of my usual revenue for that 3.5 month period, I think was how long it went on for me. 2.5 to 3.5 months, I reckon. They didn't say, right, this is how much money we should have been giving you, but we weren't. Here it is in a compensation payment. Here it is in an AdSense payment. We're sorry, we owed it to you. That never happened. they robbed you and never gave the money back. They didn't even admit fault. They said, "Oh, so it's this robot that runs the website. It's their fault. It's their fault. Sorry." And it's the same shit. Watch this space. I'm betting you now. If we do lose money out from this, meaning while this monetization status has gone fucking walkabout on my channel and other people's channels, ads are still running on my videos. Whether or not I receive that money, I won't know. YouTube won't tell me. I'll only know if it's a sharp decline in ad revenue the next month, but I won't know until next month. Isn't it funny how it always works out like this? The bugs and the glitches are always the same shit. It always ends up with creators losing money and losing out. And funnily enough, we never actually see any of it back. Isn't that funny? Now, the reality of it is, like, I sort of gave up on YouTube bullshit a long time ago. I really only post videos and shorts to YouTube now. I used to be all over YouTube like a rash. I would stream on YouTube all the time. I loved it. I thought it was great. I post videos on it all the time. Now, however, I just make highlights of my Twitch streams because I couldn't give a fuck about really being like having a strong presence on YouTube. I hate the website now. I appreciate my followers and my subscribers on YouTube, and I do enjoy putting funny moments and memorable moments from my live streams on there. But really, all I do now is export old streams to save them because I can't save them forever on Twitch. Funny moments in the form of shorts and the occasional long form video like this one where it was an edited video of one episode of House of the Dragon or a reaction to a song from my from one of my favourite bands, Patrick Bateman meme there. I really am not very active on it, and it's for this very reason, is because this is what small channels have to look forward to. I've earned YouTube 1.5 million views since starting, and a significant amount of revenue, of which they have taken 55% of the entire time. So I've made them a significant amount of money, and they've done nothing to help me for it. They've done nothing to have that money other than hosting my channel, other than giving me a platform, a button that says upload. This is what small channels have to look forward to. There's no motivation. Well, there's no incentive. Why would people work towards getting monetized when this is how you treat it when you're monetized? It's bullshit, really. It really is. Maybe it'll be fixed tomorrow. Knowing YouTube, it fucking won't. It's quite shady, because if they do end up demonetizing, there's been no email. I originally thought they would demonetize me for some fucking politically incorrect thing I'd said, but I don't say anything on YouTube. I may or may not on other platforms, but I don't say anything like that on YouTube. Literally, it's just shorts and long form video, like 10 or 20 minute videos like this one. I know everything that's going into it. I edit it, it's edited, and I would edit out any really bad stuff. Like if I accidentally talked about the war that you're not allowed to reference, even though all mainstream media does is reference it, I would edit that saying the name of that place. I'd edit that out. So I've not broken any community guidelines. So I was like, well, that's kind of weird that's disappeared. But then it's happening to other channels as well. And as I say, I think I've said my piece on it. It's still developing. It's only been today that this has happened, but yeah, it's not right. People need to grow some fucking balls and stand up to YouTube instead of fucking kowtowing to them and worshipping them like they're this immortal god. The kind of thing that we had back in day, where people would have like dead upload day, that needs to happen more often, because there's no union set up for YouTubers where they'll look out for each other. It's a dog-eat-dog thing on YouTube. But most people on YouTube have no self-respect or respect to others, and they'll just fuck each other over for some easy views. So that's never going to happen. But just for your own sakes, anyone watching this video that may or may not have their own YouTube channel, don't take this shit. The worst thing for YouTube is for this thing to be exposed and people to not take the shit. And don't believe it when they give you some shit on social media and say, oh, it's a bug. Sorry, bro, you're not getting that money. No, it's not a bug. It's not a bug at all. If this isn't intentionally done by YouTube, it's a beta test for something that they will intentionally do in the past. It's a test to see, basically, I think, they're testing to see how many people will stick with the platform, even if they magically take away 2 weeks or 3 weeks of monetization revenue from channels. Are people going to stay, or will they go, and will they refuse to upload after that? Will they quit after that? Will they go to other websites after that? They're probably a beta test. It's probably a psyop. It's probably them trying to test this. But no one's got the balls to say this. Oh, they're creative, critical thinking to think this, unfortunately. But I highly doubt this is going to be a one-day process. I highly doubt this is going to be a short-term thing. And it's not acceptable, even if it does turn out to be just an analytics page error that says, no, it's, it was just us showing you the wrong data, you're still going to get your money and all that shit. That's unprofessional as fuck from, what is it, a millionaire company, or even billion company at this point. Surely, I mean, certainly through Google, it is. It's really unprofessional. Like, it's fucking unprofessional. The size of this website, you ought to fucking act with some decorum and respect for your website, really, Google and YouTube. But it's not okay. Anyone else that's had encounters with this, small or large channels, let me know what your experience with it has been thus far. Apparently, my friend Kieran said it's been about 10 or 11 hours so far that it's been going on. So, hopefully there's a solution to it, but I highly doubt things will be as they were. I doubt that we'll see any revenue that we've lost through this time. And as I say, ads are still fucking playing on my video. Like, if I go and find, I bet an ad will play. Yep, an ad plays, isn't that funny? I'll click on here, will an ad play? An ad plays, isn't that funny? Should we click on this one? Oh, look, an ad plays, isn't that funny? Where's this ad revenue going if I'm no longer monetized? And because I'm no longer monetized, I can no longer access the pages for all of these videos that I can say, right, if you're not giving me any fucking money, I'm turning monetization off and letting people watch my videos without ads. If I'm not seeing any of that money anyway, I'm turning that shit off. I can no longer access that page. Isn't that convenient? Anyway, I'm done complaining. Hopefully it's fixed, but I couldn't give a fuck. Fuck YouTube. I'm just glad that I'm not super fucking reliant on them anymore, because they're fucking evil cunts. But those that are financially dependent on them, I hope for your sake it's fixed and YouTube pulls the stick out of their arse and has some decorum and respect for their creators that made the platform what it is today. Anyway, bye-bye. Leave a like on the video. It helps more people see it. It's very important for topics like this. As I say, exposure is the biggest weapon against corruption like this. They hate being pointed out, and they hate being recognised for what they're doing. But yeah, I'm done. Bye-bye.